The Talksport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the Talksport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search Talksport Fan Network.
Mark Travers is supposedly wanted by Everton and David Moyes. Now, my name is Craig Beazley. I am the host of Up the Cherries in all departments. Please do us a favour before we get going. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button below. It helps this channel to grow. And please do share with your friends, family on Facebook, X, Instagram, and wherever else you do wish. Now, do two very quick shout outs as well for our sponsors. Firstly, Touchpoint Telecoms, touchpointtelecoms.co.uk for all your business telecoms needs, from Dorset to Wiltshire, from Somerset to Hampshire, and everywhere in between, and everywhere else as well. So do go get in contact with Mark and the team. And also our main sponsors, Dental on the Banks. Visit them at dentalonthebanks.co.uk. And here's a little video about them now.
I should be like you, Mel.
There we go. So Mark Travers is rumoured to be wanted by Everton. Now, this is going to be my raw reaction, my honest opinion. And Everton fans, do let me know if you agree, disagree, and if you are excited about Mark Travers potentially joining you at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. It sounds weird. It still sounds weird. Should be Goodison Park. You know, the old lady, it's a great ground. You know, I'm going to miss it, but it's good that it's not being demolished. It's good that it's being used for women's football. So there is that part of history, that part of heritage. Why can't most clubs do what Everton have done? But I tell you what, let's get started. And Mark Travers is rumoured to be going to Everton in a £7 million deal. Now, the Goodison News has said that Bournemouth have accepted that £7 million bid from the Toffees. And Give Me Sport and also Goodison News as well have said that he is due to have a medical at the new stadium. So what do I make of this? What do I actually think? One Football, for example, said a couple of days ago that Mark Travers is unconvinced by the Everton move. Well, my honest opinion is I don't blame him if he is unconvinced. And everybody might be thinking, well, that's really weird for me to actually say that. And hear me out here. Hear me out here. Everton have got a certain goalkeeper called Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford is pretty good, actually. He is the England number one. You know, he's kept Everton in games where maybe if he hadn't done, Everton would have been in the Championship. You know, and I'm sure Everton fans will, you know, understand and actually, you know, appreciate me saying that, because at the end of the day, Everton should never have been in that position anyway. But how it all boils down to is Jordan Pickford has made some great saves. He is an important player. He's an integral player. He's probably the best goalkeeper in the top flight. Now, Mark Travers, it's understandable why Mark Travers doesn't want to be at AFC Bournemouth, if that is even the case. Now, Mark Travers joined this football club back in 2016 as a youngster. He was in the youth team setup after signing from Shamrock Rovers. Before that, he'd spent some time over in Ireland, playing for a number of teams, including the very nicely named Cherry Orchard as well. Like what happened there. But of course, Mark come into the side, and he didn't get his chance for a period of time. Of course, signed by Sir Eddie Howe, and Eddie, let's be fair, has got a very, very good eye for talent. Mark, come in, and he did well. He went over to Weymouth on loan, where he played 23 times, even scoring a goal for Weymouth. Which is a little bit crazy when you think he's actually a goalkeeper. So yeah, it's a bizarre one, that really, really, really bizarre one. But yeah, he did score a goal as a goalkeeper. Um, but it's not only that. It's not only what he's done, throughout his loan career. He went to Swindon, for half a season, played 8 times for them. Went to Stoke. I don't think that one was particularly too great. And then Middlesbrough. He's a goalkeeper that when he goes on loans teams gets a chance. Now, you might be thinking, well, why am I saying about all these loan moves? Seeing as he has played some games for AFC Bournemouth in the interim, and he has. He was an integral part of Scott Parker's side of getting us promoted back to the Premier League. He was integral into that. That game, against Nottingham Forest, he was absolutely fantastic in, unflappable. But you take it back even further, his debut for AFC Bournemouth was against Tottenham Hotspur, and we were really under the cosh that game. We were being hammered. Spurs, were on fire, and Mark Travers kept them at bay. Yes, he did have a very good defence in there, including the likes of Steve Cook and Nathan Ake. But Mark, when called upon, was assured, and the defence knew exactly where he was. He played some further games as well for the club, but he really got his chance when we was relegated into the Championship in that second season under Scott Parker, where we was promoted back. Scott, relied on Mark Travers during that time, and he stood by him actually. And for all of Scott Parker's failings, that one he did get right. But Mark Travers was unflappable. He never really made any mistakes. Now, what is the problem with Mark Travers? You might be wondering. Why hasn't he been able to kick on? Well, there's two reasons. When we was promoted back to the Premier League, we had 4 games. We had games against Aston Villa, which we won 2-0. Very, very good result. We then played Manchester City away. We were beaten by them, but to be honest, we didn't play badly. Played Arsenal at home, where we did play badly and just defended for our lives and didn't give much protection to Mark. And then was the big one. The side, if you're an Everton fan watching this, it's the side across the park of where Goodison is. I was there. We went up to Liverpool, and we was battered 9-0 by them. And it wasn't so much that Liverpool played well that day. It was that we just sat back and defended, and we did offer nothing going forwards. We just passed it around at the back. We looked not confident. We were just waiting to be picked off from the Reds, and picked off we were. And it offered Mark Travers zero, absolutely zero protection. And it probably blew his confidence. And what happened next with Gary O'Neill coming in and making the call that he did and putting Neto in as the number 1 goalkeeper, probably just heighten that. So Mark Travers has been in this cycle for a long, long period of time where he's wanted to be AFC Bournemouth #1. I thought he would get it last season, but lo and behold, we bought in Kepa. Um, he's never really got his place back from Neto. And the one main reason for that is that Andoni Iraola likes a goalkeeper that can play out from the back, can play the ball out. And Mark Travers isn't the best of doing that. He can get the ball up the pitch very quickly, but he can't pass it to his defenders as well as the likes of Kepa and Jordi Petrovic, who of course does look to be a Bournemouth player. Now, it must be really, really, really harsh, and it must feel terrible to be in that situation where AFC Bournemouth haven't even got a replacement goalkeeper, and you're already being mentioned as #2. No wonder he wants to leave this football club, because if he wants, football on a regular basis, he's going to have to do that. And I don't blame him. I wish him the very, very best if he does go to another club. But why Everton? Why go from being #2 under a goalkeeper that we don't know who it might be, but it's probably going to be Jordi Petrovic, who's signing from Chelsea, to going to play second fiddle behind the best English goalkeeper? Now, don't get me wrong, if you go to Leeds or you go to Sunderland or you go, to the Championship, that would be a better move. That would make more sense. But this makes zero sense. Going to Everton makes absolutely zero sense for me and for most AFC Bournemouth fans, because at the end of the day, Jordan Pickford is the best goalkeeper in this country at the moment. And to play second fiddle to him just is absolutely ridiculous in our minds. I want to hear what you've got to say. I've been invited on to numerous Everton shows as well, to talk about Mark Travers, and I really, really like the guy. He's a very down to earth person. He's been here a long, long period of time. He's been here almost 10 years, or it'll be 10 years next year. I don't think he'll get to the 10-year mark, because I think he will want that first team football and will want that move away. But let us know what you think. I would love him to stay. I would love him to be #1, but it's not up to me. And I think that Andoni Iraola has made his mind up. If Mark Travers, does stay, he'll be in a pool of 6 goalkeepers, including the highly rated Alex Paulson, who is of course signed for the future. He doesn't really need to worry about Neto or Will Dennis, perhaps, but Alex Paulson, he probably does need to. Alex Paulson is seen as the future. He is younger. Mark Travers, of course, for a goalkeeper, 26 years of age, is not old, but he probably wants that first team football. He's hungry, and sitting on the bench watching another goalkeeper, it's probably the harshest position, because there is just one position in that squad. And I don't blame Mark Travers at all. I don't blame him at all. Let us know what you think. Should Mark Travers go to Everton? Should Mark Travers stay and fight for his place at AFC Bournemouth? And if he shouldn't go to Bournemouth and he shouldn't go to Everton, where should he go? But for me, this transfer, Everton fans, I apologise for saying it, makes zero sense. Absolutely zero sense for Mark Travers and for Everton Football Club. And does it make sense for him to stay at AFC Bournemouth? I don't think it does. But in all honesty, going to Everton would just be a sideways move to playing second fiddle just behind somebody else at a different club. Thank you again. Hit the like, hit subscribe, hit the bell button. I shall see you in the next one. Thank you for joining us.
The Talksport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the Talksport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search Talksport Fan Network.